All right, Los Angeles Lakers fans. Today we're diving into everything that's been buzzing around the team as of December 29th, a date that holds a little extra significance because it marks exactly 1 year since the Lakers executed the trade for Dorian Finney-Smith. That deal, which shifted pieces around and gave the team a fresh look, is something we're still feeling the effects of a full year later. Now, as we talk about this current season, there's a real sense of urgency around the Lakers front office, because while we've seen some promising individual performances, the roster still has clear gaps that need to be addressed if this team wants to contend at the highest level. Trades are the main topic on everyone's mind, and fans are hungry for movement, not just for spectacle, but because the Lakers season could hinge on even small adjustments in the lineup. There's a lot of conversation around potential targets and the way the front office might approach acquiring pieces that fit both immediate and long-term needs. It's not just about a splash move. Sometimes the first trade in a chain of adjustments can set the tone for the rest of the season and ignite energy, both in the locker room and among fans. You look at the rotation and see names like Nick Smith Jr., whose contributions have been noticeable, and then you consider players like Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent, who could be part of hypothetical trades that make a real difference. The Lakers need to think strategically, because while a star-level starter is ideal, the market for those players is extremely limited, and timing is critical. Patience is part of the equation. Sometimes waiting for the trade deadline to see what moves open up is smarter than forcing an immediate trade that might not fit the team's vision. Andrew Wiggins, for instance, represents a possible scenario for acquisition. Not necessarily the ultimate solution, but someone who could fit into the rotation and contribute meaningfully. Other names like Miles Bridges or Herb Jones are under varying levels of speculation, and it's clear that the Lakers front office, led by Rob Pelinka, has to balance ambition with pragmatism. They need to weigh the potential impact of each trade against the cost, ensuring that the team doesn't overextend while still making the roster more competitive. Sometimes, the best trades aren't the ones everyone sees coming. The Lakers have historically made moves that surprise the league and fans alike, creating what some call Laker Domus moments, where unexpected acquisitions suddenly make perfect sense in hindsight. This unpredictability keeps fans engaged because even when a deal isn't on the radar, it can have significant impact on the team's trajectory. Looking at the current landscape, the Lakers might target players who aren't necessarily first-choice starters, but who can strengthen the rotation, provide depth, and play critical roles on both ends of the floor. DeAndre Hunter, Terrence Mann, or similar players represent this type of strategic acquisition. Not the marquee name, but someone who elevates the team by filling a specific gap. Getting multiple rotation-level players in the right spots can change the dynamics of a team, sometimes as much as landing a single high-profile starter. The idea is to create incremental improvements that accumulate into a stronger, more cohesive roster. One or two of these moves can drastically alter the way the Lakers compete, giving them the flexibility to match up against stronger teams and address weaknesses that have been exposed throughout the season. It's also about creating momentum and confidence within the locker room. Bringing in new pieces who fit the culture and can contribute immediately helps maintain competitive energy. These trades, even if small, send a message to the rest of the league and to fans that the Lakers are actively pursuing improvement, signaling that the season isn't just being drifted through, but approached with intent. Fans respond to this kind of activity because it rekindles excitement, makes them feel invested, and helps rebuild the narrative around the team's potential success. Beyond the immediate season, smart trades set the foundation for future flexibility, whether through acquiring draft assets, positioning the team for next year's free agency, or simply maximizing the value of current players. The Lakers need players who can make an impact in crucial moments, who can step into rotation roles and execute defensively, contribute to spacing, and generally elevate the team's overall performance. The ability to defend multiple positions, rotate effectively, and bring energy off the bench is just as important as a star-level contribution because basketball at this level is so interconnected. One player's defensive awareness or timely scoring can shift the momentum of a game and, by extension, a season. Even looking back at past trades, like the acquisition of Dorian Finney-Smith, shows the ripple effect that a single strategic move can have. It's not always about headline-grabbing superstars. It's about finding players who fit a specific mold, complement existing pieces, and can adapt to the team system. Incremental additions, whether through trades or internal development, can create a competitive edge that separates teams in the tightly contested Western Conference. As the Lakers consider their options, they must navigate the complexities of trade requests, player contracts, salary cap implications, and market dynamics, all while maintaining the goal of improving the roster immediately. The calculus isn't simple. The front office has to balance patience with action, ensuring that every decision contributes to both the short-term competitiveness and the long-term strategy of the franchise. Even small moves can have outsized effects, whether through creating depth, improving defense, or providing a spark in crucial moments. Fans want to see action, but they also want to see smart moves that make sense strategically, which requires the Lakers' decision-makers to be thoughtful and deliberate. Sometimes, the first trade, the so-called domino trade, can unlock a series of additional moves that transform the roster. That initial acquisition creates energy, excitement, and a sense of forward motion, signaling to the league that the Lakers are actively improving. It also builds confidence within the team itself, as players recognize that management is committed to winning and willing to make calculated risks to enhance the roster. Whether it's through acquiring role players who could defend multiple positions, stretch the floor, or provide veteran leadership, each piece plays a role in building a more competitive unit. This approach mirrors historical examples in the league, where acquiring a few key contributors led to significant playoff success or even a championship run. The Lakers front office has to consider all these factors while evaluating potential trades: the skill set of the incoming player, how they mesh with the current roster, contract considerations, and the timing of the trade within the season's calendar. There's always the risk of overpaying or acquiring a player who doesn't fit the system, which is why patience and strategic thinking are essential. Ultimately, the goal is to add players who can immediately contribute while maintaining flexibility for future opportunities. Even small adjustments can shift the balance, allowing the Lakers to compete more effectively against top-tier teams. The emphasis is on smart acquisitions rather than flashy deals. Every trade should aim to enhance the team's overall competitiveness, address gaps in the lineup, and provide flexibility for subsequent moves. Fans are eager for news and action because each trade represents a tangible step toward improvement. When a move finally happens, it generates excitement, validates the strategy, and creates momentum that can carry into future transactions. This is the mindset the Lakers are operating under as they evaluate potential trades, considering every possibility from role players to fringe starters to high-impact contributors, all with the goal of strengthening the roster in both immediate and strategic terms. The interplay between patience, creativity, and decisiveness defines the front office's approach as they strive to maximize value, minimize risk, and position the team for success in a competitive league. With that in mind, the Lakers are constantly scanning the market, assessing potential targets, and considering how each addition could shift the dynamics of the team. Each potential trade is weighed not just for its immediate impact, but also for how it positions the team for the remainder of the season and beyond, ensuring that every decision contributes to a coherent strategy of building a championship-caliber roster. Continuing with the Lakers' current situation, it is essential to recognize that the urgency for roster adjustments goes beyond just fan excitement or headline-making trades. The team's competitiveness hinges on how effectively the front office can identify players who fill immediate gaps and simultaneously fit into a long-term vision for the squad. While star-level acquisitions are limited and difficult to orchestrate, the real impact often comes from finding versatile role players who can contribute across multiple facets of the game. These are the players who might not dominate headlines, but are critical in terms of defense, floor spacing, rebounding, and energy. Acquiring even one or two of these players can alter the dynamics of the team, providing depth and stability that allows the Lakers stars to focus on their strengths. When you look at a roster like this, there's a clear need for wings who can defend multiple positions, provide scoring without demanding excessive touches, and integrate seamlessly into the rotation. Someone like Terrence Mann or DeAndre Hunter represents that type of acquisition. They may not immediately be considered a superstar, but their contributions in crucial moments can shift momentum in favor of the team, creating tangible advantages in close games. The Lakers must also consider the timing and structure of these trades, ensuring that they occur when the team can maximize their integration. Bringing in new players during a homestand, for example, allows them to acclimate quickly, understand the coaching system, and develop chemistry with existing teammates before facing prolonged road stretches. Chemistry and timing are not just logistical concerns. They directly impact performance, as even highly talented players can struggle if they are inserted into a system mid-season without preparation or context. One of the significant challenges in orchestrating these trades is balancing what is available in the market against the Lakers' current needs and future flexibility. Teams are often hesitant to part with valuable rotation pieces or draft picks, and asking prices can be high, meaning that strategic creativity is paramount. The front office must navigate these obstacles carefully, leveraging assets such as draft picks, contract swaps, or lesser-used players to extract maximum value while minimizing risk. Historical examples demonstrate how the right moves at the right time can have an outsized impact. Looking back at trades that propelled teams to conference finals or championships, it's often the combination of role players, rotation depth, and strategic acquisitions that makes the difference, not just the acquisition of a single superstar. The Lakers' leadership understands that incremental improvements, when executed thoughtfully, can shift the balance of power in a highly competitive Western Conference. Adding pieces like Haywood Highsmith, Keon Ellis, or similar contributors provides immediate rotational support, while signaling to the rest of the league that the Lakers are actively improving. This dual effect, strengthening the roster and sending a message to competitors, is a strategic advantage that can influence how opponents prepare, rotate, and match up against the Lakers. Beyond immediate on-court contributions, these moves also affect the culture and mentality of the team. Players see management actively investing in improvement, which fosters confidence and accountability, motivating everyone to perform at a higher level. It also reinvigorates the fan base, as visible moves and new faces create energy and anticipation for what comes next. One of the critical aspects of this process is understanding that trades can cascade. A single acquisition can unlock additional moves that might not have been feasible beforehand. The first domino trade, as some analysts call it, establishes momentum and provides clarity for both players and management regarding what types of adjustments are possible. This can lead to multiple subsequent transactions, each building on the last to optimize the roster. The Lakers' approach must balance ambition with pragmatism. While fans may dream of blockbuster trades, the reality is that incremental improvements often provide greater overall value. Each addition, whether a high-end wing, a defensive specialist, or a versatile guard, contributes to a cumulative effect that can transform the team's performance. The challenge lies in identifying these opportunities, negotiating effectively, and timing the transactions to align with both short-term performance goals and long-term roster flexibility. The Lakers' strategy also includes a careful evaluation of trade-offs. Acquiring players to address immediate needs should not compromise future flexibility, whether in terms of salary cap space, draft picks, or the ability to pursue star acquisitions in upcoming seasons. Maintaining this balance requires a detailed understanding of both the team's current competitive window and its broader organizational strategy. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, whispers around the league have grown louder with the possibility of Jonas Valanciunas landing in Los Angeles, a move that could quietly reshape the Lakers' internal balance without dominating headlines the way blockbuster signings usually do. While nothing has been officially confirmed, executives and scouts have begun to treat the idea less as fantasy and more as a realistic scenario unfolding behind closed doors. Valanciunas' name, circulating in Lakers-related conversations, is intriguing for several reasons. The franchise has been searching for stability in the paint, someone who can absorb physical matchups, control the glass, and provide a reliable interior presence without demanding constant touches. In that sense, the Lithuanian center fits the profile almost too neatly. League insiders suggest that his experience, durability, and straightforward style appeal to a Lakers front office eager to reduce volatility in key rotations. The speculation is not about Valanciunas becoming a star attraction in Hollywood, but rather about function. Those close to the situation hint that the Lakers value his ability to anchor second units, punish switches in the post, and offer a dependable defensive rebounder when games slow down. There is also quiet belief that his professionalism could resonate in a locker room that has faced constant scrutiny and pressure. Financial mechanics and roster flexibility remain the main obstacles. Yet sources indicate that Los Angeles has explored multiple pathways to make such an arrival feasible. The appeal, according to rival executives, lies in the idea of adding substance over spectacle. Valanciunas is seen as a player who knows his role and embraces it, something the Lakers may prioritize as they look to maximize their core. For now, the rumor lives in that familiar NBA gray area, fueled by subtle signals rather than official statements. Still, the thought of Valanciunas in purple and gold has shifted from casual chatter to serious debate, suggesting that this is one storyline worth watching as the league's quiet conversations continue to shape its future. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.